So we're going to talk about combat follow-through. We're going to talk about down, scan, things like that, and issuing challenge command, okay? The thing about practicing on a square range, when you take a look at the targets here, guys, we're going to shoot the targets. Targets aren't going to move, and they're not going to fall down. Ultimately, we're going to continue to shoot until the threat has stopped, ended, whatever the case may be. When we put holes in people like that, it hurts them. It hurts pretty damn bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
They may still stand up. They may decide they don't want to get shot anymore. They may throw the gun down, put their hands up, say, hey, don't shoot me no more. They may actually fall down. You don't really know, okay? We're going to practice with the intention that maybe they've fallen down. Or maybe we've shot them to the ground, right? Whatever the case may be. But we're going to work on something called combat follow-through. Typically on a range, you'll see a lot of range work where people are shooting at a target. They'll fire X amount of rounds that whatever instructor might have called for, or whatever they have in their head that they're going to go out there and practice with. So they may say, all right, I'm going to shoot 2 rounds on the target, and then I'll evaluate and see how I did, and I'll shoot 2 more. So typically we'll see a lot of people, they'll fire, bang, bang, they'll come right back here, they'll take a look. This is not combat follow-through. If you've watched any kind of 3-gun competition or anything like that where people shoot the targets, pow, pow, and then they take off running because they got to move on to the next one, all about accuracy, speed, things like that. That is not combat follow-through. It's cool, it's going to get them a high score, but it's not combat follow-through. When we're out here on the range, we're shooting the qual course, and we're so used to snapping right back to a ready gun position, or you have some people that just want to come out of the holster, fire X amount of rounds, go right back in the holster. That's not combat follow-through. So if I come out and I fire, bang, bang, come right back here. Is the threat over? No. We don't know. If I come out of the holster, boom, right back in the holster. Is the threat over? We don't know. I'm in a 3-gun competition. Pow, 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 and I'm running to the next set of targets. Those 3 people I just shot, is the threat over? We don't know. And that's not combat follow-through. So unfortunately, we can't mix competition, qualifications, fast out of the holster, fast back in the, we can't mix those things with actual combat practice. If you do, you are only going to set yourself up for failure in a combat situation. Albeit you'd look cool, you would look great on like the videos and everything else and in the competition. That looks cool, but it's not going to win you the fight. If anything, it's probably going to get you hurt. If I draw my weapon out, fire, bang, 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 individual falls on the ground.
Might not still be.
It may still be a threat. How many of you think you have the ability to lie on the ground and still shoot? Yeah, we all do. And so do they. Sometimes you'll see, if you've seen it before, people go through a qual run or something like that, they fire, bang, 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 and they stay here in a high ready position, focused on that front sight, waiting on another fire command. That's all great because, again, these targets aren't going to go anywhere. So they just stand there with all their focus on that front sight. They're getting ready to shoot again. But what if? What if that becomes their muscle memory? I was talking with an individual that had an encounter with a guy with an edged weapon one time. This man with an edged weapon runs out of the house, off his porch, and starts charging this guy. He draws his weapon and he fires, bang, bang, bang. And his words to me was, the guy disappeared. I couldn't find him. You know why? You know why he couldn't find him? Because that range habit that he had, that muscle memory of doing that same thing, shooting and keeping all that focus right there and staying here at this high ready type position. He said, I drew it, I fired X amount of rounds, and I couldn't find the guy. And I'm looking, I have no idea. Y'all know where he went? He went on the ground. So we're going to practice combat follow-through. And although it sounds easy, when you're standing there coaching your partner, you're going to have to remind them time and time again. Follow them to the ground. Follow them to the ground. Follow them to the ground. You're going to see them go fire, and then right back here. Follow them to the ground. So in this exercise, we'll fire X amount of rounds. We'll follow them down to the ground. We're going to stay on them, Make sure they're no longer a threat. And then we can come back to a safety gun position. That's proper combat follow-through. So we refer to it as down and scan. Down and then scan. So once I realize he's no longer a threat, how do I break up this tunnel vision? How do I become more aware of my surroundings? I'm going to start looking. So we're not going to scan with a weapon pointed out in the open somewhere. We're going to scan from a safety gun, make sure that we no longer have any threats. But what else are we looking for? Other people.
Don't get focused on that target. You know what's behind you, what's beside you, what's around you.
Proper combat follow-through is an attempt to get rid of a lot of the range scars that we may develop working in certain areas, where you'll see a lot of shooters, they'll fire and they'll immediately, as soon as that last round fires, that they know they're going to fire 2 rounds, 3 rounds, they'll snap right back into their chest and they've got the weapon pointed in a safe direction. It's a square range mentality. You'll even see tactical guys do it. They'll shoot and they'll snap it right back on that primary side with the muzzle pointed downrange. Without proper combat follow-through, we're setting ourselves up for failure during combat. Even in competitions, the primary goal is to shoot fast and accurate and then move on to the next target. Well, paper targets do not respond to pain. They don't move typically, and they're not going to sway. So we fire X amount of rounds, we move to the next target, or we fire X amount of rounds and we snap right back into that comfortable position, that same habit that we formed over the years on square ranges.
A follow-up shot. You had to fire a follow-up shot. You want to keep your finger on that trigger. So while you're following them to the ground, trigger's still depressed. Just in case you got to reset and fire again. Scan and holster.
The idea is you can be more accurate in follow-up shots by proper trigger manipulation. And if you watch our basic video, or Fundamentals of Marksmanship, you'll see that when you increase pressure and allow the weapon to fire, to get a accurate, good follow-up shot, you decrease pressure and then increase pressure again to fire an accurate shot. The idea is, while performing combat follow-through, you fire the round and then you follow the individual down to the ground with the trigger still depressed so that you can reset the trigger and fire again accurately if needed.
Follow them all the way to the ground. So you should let your weapon and your eyes follow the post all the way to the ground there. Once you realize they're not a threat, back to a safety gun and start scanning.
Be real careful not to mix your competition training in with your combat training, as muscle memory will kick in. If you're training to be fast and accurate, to shoot and then immediately run to another target, and shoot and run to another target, you're not really aware of the last 2-3 targets you just got finished shooting. Were they still a threat? Were they still able to fight you? Are they coming after you now? As you'll see in later videos, just because someone's fallen to the ground doesn't mean they're no longer a threat. We have the ability to fight on the ground. Therefore, they must still have the ability to fight on the ground. Combat follow-through is giving yourself that extra time to make sure that the person behind you is no longer a threat and will no longer be a threat.